Assalamu alaikum. How are you? I hope you all will be fine. And once again, I am coming in front of you in order to provide you a little information regarding this subject, that is public administration. As public administration is also one of the branch of political science that mostly deals with public policies and public dealings in order to run the administration or affairs of the state. But before going to the main topic of public administration, it is mandatory, it is necessary for us to understand what administration stands for. And as far as this administration is concerned, it stands, we can define it as to run the affairs of the state, to look after the people, to manage the affairs of the state. But when we adding the word public to it, then it is becoming public administration, and that is at times also called as government administration because it is existing within the government setup. So public administration is also known as government administration as it is existing in government setup. And as far as thinkers in this very subject are concerned, various thinkers are there, large number of thinkers are there, and every thinker have provided his personal definition. But as far as L. D. White is concerned, he defined public administration as detailed and systematic execution of law. And same way another thinker, that is Dwight Waldo, he defined public administration as the art and science in order to manage the affairs of the state. Art and science. So skillful persons we need. Along with skillful persons, we also need the persons having scientific knowledge in order to run the affairs of the state. But according to Herbert Simon, he defined public administration mostly to carry out the executive functions of the state at local level, at state level, at center level, etc. So different definitions are being provided, have been provided in the past, and are being provided right now by different thinkers regarding public administration. But in general, we can say public administration is that branch of political science that deals with the governmental administration in order to run the administration or affairs of the state. And as far as the subject public administration is concerned, when we are going to the historical background of the subject, then it dates back to 1887, late 1880s. The then US President Woodrow Wilson, who is considered as the father of this public administration. Why he is known as father of public administration? Because it was he who wrote the paper, that is paper on administration, perhaps. Yes, that was the paper on administration, study of administration rather, in 1887, that got published in Political Science Quarterly in 1887. And in that very paper, Woodrow Wilson highlighted that he highlighted about the corrupt activities about the corruption, nepotism. And he also highlighted that in order to eliminate corruption, we need efficiency, to produce efficiency, to produce best performance at the end of the day. So to wipe out corruption and to produce efficiency, to increase economy. And he also revealed in that very research paper that as far as politics is concerned, politics is about policy making. When politics is policy making, then there is administration. Administration means to implement those very policies. So public administration deals with both. So governmental or public administration deals with both policy making as well as implementation of those very policy decisions. So public administration is dealing with policy making, it is dealing with plans and programs of the government, and at the end of the day, it is also dealing with the implementation of those very policies, plans and programs of the government. Then as far as public administration is concerned, as far as the nature and scope of public administration is concerned, first we will go to the nature. And the nature of public administration, there are two popular views have been provided as far as nature of public administration subject is concerned. One is a narrow view and another is broad view. As far as narrow view is concerned, narrow view deals with the top level only. That means it deals only with executive branch. In the area of narrow view comes only the top higher levels, apex level bodies, that is executive branch only. So narrow view, we can also say narrow view is dealing with managerial view. It is dealing with managerial matters. Managerial, top level, apex level body, managers, executives. So managerial view is coming under narrow view. So as far as nature of public administration is concerned, one view is broader, another is narrow. And as far this narrow view is concerned, in narrow view, it is dealing with managerial activities. It is dealing with executive activities. And in order to remember this very narrow view in an acronym, there is an element in science that is known as manganese, and the symbol of manganese is Mn. So N here is narrow view and M stands for managerial activities. So in narrow view there are only coming managerial activities. And as far as the thinkers who supported this very narrow view are, you will remember them as GSST or SGST: Herbert Simon, Gulick, Thompson, Smithberg. Herbert Simon, Gulick, Thompson, Smithberg. So SGST. S stands for Simon, G stands for Gulick, S stands for Smithberg, and T stands for Thompson. So this is narrow view of public administration, and we can remember this narrow view by an acronym MN. M stands for managerial activities, N stands for narrow view. So manganese element, symbol of manganese element, shows us the narrow nature or narrow view of public administration. So when we are saying that public administration is a narrow field, it deals with narrow activities, that means it is covering just the top officials, top level activities, that is managerial activities. So narrow view, that is managerial view. And the supporters, the thinkers who favored this very view, who highlighted this very view, are Gulick, Luther Gulick, Herbert Simon, Smithberg, and Thompson. Then there is another view, that is broader view. And at times broader view is also known as integrated view. So two views, one is narrow, another is integrated view. Same way as we remembered, I provided you the acronym of MN. I provided you the acronym for remembering narrow view in the form of